So I just got home from watching the second Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and I have a lot to say, and there's very few of it that's good, to say the least, because this movie felt like such a fever dream, and I'm gonna explain it, but like the first one was really good, and this one was just like kinda, yeah. And a disclaimer is, well, first of all, there are spoilers of the movie, so if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch this video. Go watch something else. But second of all, is that this is not something, this was crap, but he says another word, and it's basically, this was crap, and if you liked it, you are a little brain-rotted kid. I'm not gonna do that. You have the full approval to like, you have my full approval to like this movie, and you don't need my approval at all to like it, but you have it anyway. So let's start with the plot of the movie. The plot of the movie was basically that, let's just start with the whole story. Spoilers ahead. The whole reason that this movie even exists, and like the whole plot of it, is basically that, the movie starts, and Abby is an idiot, and Abby wants to go see her friends that are literal dead kids stuck in animatronic bodies. And Mike lies to Abby, and he says that, oh my gosh, the animatronics are broken, and you can't see them until I fix them, which is a complete lie. Michael then goes, well, not Michael, I'm calling him Michael because, like, Mike, and they're like, yapping or whatever there, and, Vanessa tells him that, basically, he needs to stop lying to Abby about, these things. While she's over there talking to Vanessa, Abby goes to the abandoned pizzeria. Literally, she is an idiot, but she goes to the abandoned pizzeria, and then Mike gets home, sees a note that Abby left before leaving that says, I'm gonna go fix my friends, so he panics, he goes to the abandoned pizzeria, and he sees Abby being a complete idiot there in front of the animatronic. He then gives a little sob speech about how her friends are in the sky or whatever, and then to cheer her up, he gives her one of these, like, toys that straight up lets her communicate with the animatronic. And that's basically how the whole movie starts, because Abby is told, and that's actually how Abby found out about her new animatronic friends and all that BS. And after a bunch of yappity yap of this and that and that and this, and Vanessa having panic attacks or this and that, and are you gonna go back to Freddy's and all that backstory and blah blah blah. Vanessa meets her brother, there's all that, Vanessa has the illusions of her father attacking her because her father's Springlog, of course. But the movie ends with Mike completely betraying Vanessa. And that's about all I'm gonna say because I don't really want to give spoilers. Just in case someone is watching this without watching the movie, go watch the movie, seriously. There's a lot that I wanted to see in this movie, like, for example, what happens to Mike's brother, things like that, and it just didn't really show it. It was just Abby being an idiot, and that's what started the whole movie. That's kind of my thoughts on it, really. As much as I seem to trash the movie in this review, I did like it, I did enjoy it, I thought it was a super high-quality movie, but I think that there's a lot that they could have fixed, and I think that there was a lot that was extremely, extremely frustrating with the movie. And, that's all I'm going to talk about. I don't really want to give out spoilers. I know the movie's only a day old as I'm recording this. But, it was just frustrating, man. But I did enjoy it. I thought it was a great movie. But the first one was a million, trillion times better. But the thing we should take into account is that this will be the thing that stays forever. Five Nights at Freddy's will be the thing that stays forever. However, things like Poppy Playtime and Garna Bam Bam, at the end of the day, I will say this, and I will be very, very truthful and rough. These games were only a trend, and Poppy Playtime had a super long era. Toys of it were sold, like their Garna Bam Bam toys are sold, but that means absolutely nothing. There are Italian brain rot plushies that I see being sold in my day-to-day life. It means absolutely nothing. Poppy Playtime was just a trend that comes and leaves, just like other games, just like, Indigo Park, Garna Bam Bam. They have this whole era, but then they just get forgotten about. And Poppy Playtime had an extremely long era, but it's clear that it's entering that zone where just no one cares about it anymore. As a fan of Poppy Playtime, it's the reason I got a computer. I'm not even joking. I wanted a computer because I played Poppy Playtime on my trash computer, and it couldn't run it. It would lag extremely much. Parts of the map wouldn't load, and I couldn't play the game. And I wanted a good computer because of that. It's the reason. That's why. But sincerely, I do not give two fricks about the game franchise anymore. I'm excited for Chapter 5, but I just don't care about it anymore. It's getting unrealistic. I liked Poppy Playtime because of the Mommy Longlegs chase sequence and just how spectacular it felt. Mommy Longlegs chase sequence is one of the things. But as Chapter 3 came out, yeah, it had extremely good graphics. But it was like... It left me very, very frustrated. That's what I'll say. Chapter 3 left me frustrated. And I hate to say that. I want to say that I liked it. But I swear on my life, I just did not really enjoy Chapter 3. I expected more from it. And Chapter 4 was good. Chapter 4 was good, but it was not as good as Chapter 2. And, I think that's where the whole Poppy Playtime era will end. Garna Bandman was doomed to the moment it came out because it's not a high-quality game. It's a terrible game. It's clearly made for cash. And, Five Nights at Freddy's will always be the thing that stays because Five Nights at Freddy's is a classic. Things like Five Nights at Freddy's and Bendy and things like that, they will be the things that stay, and that's just the truth. However, I like the movie, but there's a lot that could change. But I'm very, very excited for the third one. I think the one that I'm most excited for is actually the fourth one. But thank you for listening to this whole review. I think the best one will be the fourth one. Anyway, I'm sorry if I offended anyone. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you have my full approval to like the movie, and you don't need my approval. I just want to put that out there because there's so many channels that basically if they don't like one of these things, they will straight up say in their videos, if you like this, you are a brain-rotted child. That is what they'll say. And that's not the case here, okay? I think everyone should have their own approval to everyone should give the approval to like the movie, because some people will genuinely think that if I say that the movie was frustrating, they're not allowed to like it and they'll be offended or whatever. Deep down, that's what they'll think. And no, that's not it, okay? You have my full approval. You don't need my approval to like it, but you have it. But that's my thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Thank you so much for watching. Hype up the video if you don't hate me after what I just said. And, bye.